Hi everybody, welcome to Fish Keeping Jamaica. Today I'll be looking at snails. I know I looked at it last week where I showed you I had about 3 different types of snails in my pond. Now these are they, as they are lined my pond. Several of my ponds have the snail. Now today we'll be looking at why snails are in your pond, and is it bad, is it good to actually manage the snails from being in your pond. I hope that this video will be of good use to you.
Snails are warm weather dwellers. Snails, they consume leafy vegetables, cucumber, carrot, green beans, and celery. Like other varieties, they are also capable of eating fish food, algae tablets, frozen fish, brine shrimp, weed, and other dead snails, right? To some degree, aquarium snails might be beneficial as they feed on accumulated, I call it now, decaying matter within the tank or pond. They might become a problem, however, if they start to eat your aquarium plants or clog your filter. That's for those persons who have tank and not ponds. It will happen to your ponds also, because some ponds have some filters that the snails will actually reach in. Snails will just climb up on the side of your pond or your tank and go where they choose to go. Snails breed very, I call it, profusely. And I don't know about all snails, but what I do know is that some snails which I had, for example, one snail, right? And the one snail was in the tank, and after about a month or two, I ended up seeing about 100 snails, which leads me to think that the snails can actually reproduce without having I can actually get snails in my tank without having male and female, right? Most snails are harmless, right? But some, as I said, will eat your plant. And they, when they eat the plant and eat the vegetation and eat whatever is in the tank, they poop a very large amount, right? um there are some advantages and disadvantages of having snails in your tank and pond. Let's look at the advantages, right? One, they keep the substrate in the pond and the tank stirred up as they dig holes. That is, some of them, for example, apple snails, they dig holes in the substrate, right, searching for food, and while they dig it, the substrate are continuously being turned, so therefore the filter is able to actually vacuum the, or should I say, take up the mess that might exist there. And it's not done in one go. It is, it's gradually, so therefore it's gradually being turned up. Another advantage of having snails is that you can actually use them to feed your fish. I have, as you will see shortly, I have some jack dempsey and some goldfish and some koi's, and in their tank, in their pond, I do not have any snails because the fish actually eat the snails, the shell and everybody, right? They increase the beauty, especially like those persons who have multicolor snail, like the red snail, the brown snail, the yellow snails, right? They bring out the aesthetic beauty in your tank. Snails love to go into the filter of your tank, which makes it kind of good in the sense that it helps to manage the waste in your tank. It actually helps to break down the waste that is actually taken up from the tank or the pond itself. Sometimes you have a lot of another advantage. Sometimes you have a lot of fish in your tank, and because of your time, you're unable to identify wherever there's a dead fish, right? Snails as a cleanup crew, where which they actually consume the dead flesh of fish, and at times you'll be like cleaning out your pond, for me, and you'll actually buck up on bones of fish that have actually died several weeks before. Another advantage, in which I'll stop here for a moment. Well, I'll stop here with regard to advantage, is that some fish naturally feed on snails found in tanks. However, some fish, as I said before, will not. Uh, for example, I bought some apple snails and my Oscar actually knocked them out of the shell and actually consumed them, leaving the shell alone. Right? I wasn't aware of this. In addition, I know that I said that was the last, but in addition, they actually aid in the cycle of the tank, right? In that they actually aid in the whole idea of the managing certain waste within the tank, right? Although that might be gleaned from what I've said prior to this. Let's look at some disadvantage. One, snails will eat your plants, your good plants where you buy from the pet shop, you put into your tanks to bring up the aesthetic beauty of your tank. You know, to expect the fish to actually have a nice time in the tank, swimming around the flowers, especially neon tetra. You know, those beautiful fish swimming around the plants look good. Then you put in an apple snail, or you put in another type of snail, and suddenly you realize that the plants are being eaten. Right? They may poop a lot and foul the water very quickly. Especially, like, for example, when you look at my pond, right? You have a lot of snails, and this just have me considering having to do deep cleaning of my pond, right? And it's a lot of work to do that, right? They will also consume eggs that is laid by fish. However, the good thing about that is that they usually consume the eggs that have fungus, right? However, not all snails are like that. Some will actually taste the ones that have been fertilized, thus giving you a stock of fish that have spawned minimum rate of actually coming to fruition. Too much snail in one tank can create an unbalance within the tank itself, and thus resulting in the water not being chemically balanced. Now, how do I manage the snails in my pond? Sometimes I add salt to my tank or my pond, but I realize that some snails, I have three types. Some snails kind of like the salt, so it doesn't do much well, right? You can add I call it now. You can warm some water, right? Warm some salt water, and just place the plants in it, and make it stay there for a bit, and then you take it out, and then you rinse it off, and then you put it back into the tank and pond. That should get rid of the larvae that might exist on the plants, right? And all of this is after you have actually taken out all the snails, because you can take out the snails, and after a couple of weeks you see some fine snails there. That simply means some larva was on the plants, and they actually come to fruition, they actually hatch, and now they are creating a havoc again. Another way in which you can control your snail is to add fish into your tank, which actually consume the snails, right? This might not work for every tank, because some fish are not community oriented. Thus, the fish will end up eat the snails and eat the other fish in it. So you have to be very careful with that. But another way in which you can control the snails that may exist in your pond or tank is to meticulously remove all uneaten food after you have fed your fish, right? And the final way right now, in which I've discovered, in which I can use to get rid of the snails out of the pond or the tank, is to get some leafy vegetable like lettuce, wash it nicely, and probably put a stone on it and put it at the bottom of your tank or pond. Let it stay there in the dark hours, and turn off the lights and all that, and in the morning they get up, you'll see all the snails on the lettuce eating. All you need to do is just take off the stone and just take out the lettuce, whatever is left of it, and just throw it away, because the snails love these things, right? I hope that this little video was informative and that you can use it so as to get rid of your snails. I'm going to use some of it right now because these snails are really getting to me. It's just that I have not gotten the time to do it, but I think I might do it next weekend. Thank you very much for joining Fish Keeping Jamaica right here. Bye bye.